afternoon, everyone, and happy Thursday. You have Alyssa Corum here and Ken Shreve with a look at the stock market today. On today's show, we're going to look at the major indexes, give you some perspective of what's going on in the market, and we're going to look at three names underneath the surface. Ken, give us a preview.
Yeah, so many interesting movers in the stock market today, too many to keep track of, but we're going to take a look at NEO, which is retesting a buy point, a retailer, home decor retailer that hit a new high today, and also home builders showing sign of strength.
Okay, great. First, a look at the major indexes. Here is the Nasdaq. After huge gains yesterday, the tech-heavy index outperforming again today, logging a gain of almost 0.6% for the day. The S&P 500 finishing roughly flat, slightly positive. The Dow roughly flat, slightly negative today. So clearly, the Nasdaq taking the lead here again. What do you think is going on with this market, Ken? We've seen a lot of strong gains, especially for the Nasdaq as of late.
Yeah, I mean, more new highs today for all three major stock indexes, but the Nasdaq, three gains in a row. You can see all the heavy volume behind the Nasdaq's recent gains, and volume was higher again today. It hasn't quite updated yet, but looks like it's going to be higher than what we saw Wednesday. So, the issue right now is that, as we talked about on IBD Live this morning, that the Nasdaq is starting to look a little bit extended, where we could see a pullback pretty soon. Back in early September, where it hit a high of 12,074. Nasdaq was almost 12% above its 50-day moving average before it pulled back. And then in October, when it hit a high of 11,965, it was about, 7% above its 50-day line. So right now we're 8% above the 50-day moving average. That's an area where we would expect to see a pullback soon. But again, that 21-day exponential moving average for the Nasdaq has been a really, really solid support level for some time for the Nasdaq. So we'd expect it to find support again there.
All right. Well, we are going to be ready. We're not going to predict what's going to happen, but we can definitely be prepared for those various scenarios. And let's take a look at NEO. It's been a very hot stock, especially gaining a lot of prominence, I think, starting last summer. Huge gains for this name. It looks like it did kind of round trip breakout from a cut base, but it's trying to retake that buy point again today. What are your thoughts about the action here?
Yeah, I mean, I actually like the nature of the pullback. You can see during its recent declines, the last three sessions, it was down in price. Not much volume behind the decline. So this is just a classic low volume pullback to a buy area, and you can see that 57.20 pivot. NEO closed at 58.33, so this is back in buy range. It's definitely one of the leading Chinese EV makers. A lot of buzz about their SUVs, the ES8 and the ES6. And in the just in December, or in the fourth quarter, I should say, the company delivered more than 17,000 cars, showing triple-digit increases year over year. So I look at this one to be one of the top-performing EV stocks, and just like the pullback here, and it is back in buy range with a relative strength line that is still near high. So I like the look of it.
That's right. Yeah, very compelling story for sure. And now shifting our attention to an ETF tracking home construction, seeing a couple of days of really strong gains, adding another 1.7% today, Ken. This is looking pretty interesting here.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about the rally in large cap technology stocks yesterday and today, and certainly the outperformance of tech stocks in general. But kind of lost in the shuffle today was, very, very strong December housing starts and building permits that were released earlier today at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Big beat there. And then yesterday, when Apple and Amazon and all these large cap tech stocks were moving, we had the ITB jump more than 4% in very, very heavy volume. You can see how heavy the volume was on Wednesday, and then you had good follow through today. So clearly the strength in the home builders, also strength in a lot of retail stocks today. There's optimism that this economy is going to be looking pretty good in the second half of the year. We'll see if that plays out, but certainly encouraged to see home builders acting well again.
Yeah, and pretty interesting to see what seems like a broadening of the strength in the market from, big cap techs waking back up to this area here in retail, as you mentioned. So speaking of, let's take a look at home retailer, home decor retailer that is At Home. The ticker there, HOME, and it logged a really nice gain today of over 10% and some nice volume to boot.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And relative strength line that's pointing up near new high ground, and a good solid move after a little 3-day pullback here. It's the technical pattern isn't ideal, but there was really good volume in the stock today. And again, the strength in retail stocks. You mentioned the broadening out of leadership. It's a lot more than just technology stocks that are moving in this market. So closed near highs for At Home, and you can see in the past 2 quarters the sales growth that this company has been able to generate. 515 million in sales 2 quarters ago, up 51%, and then 470 million in their latest quarter, up 47%. So that is meaningful top line growth, and we like stocks that are breaking out to new highs and a confirmed uptrend. So this one looks like it still could be in the early stages of a move here.
All right. And yeah, this one too got some attention on IBD Live this morning. Of course, our daily morning live stream on Zoom. It's a webinar though, so there's some interaction there with the Q&A function. We also have a poll feature that we've been doing since December, and it's been a lot of fun. Ken, there's a lot going on in the market right now.
Yeah, there sure is. I mean, you mentioned good strength across a variety of industry groups and sectors, and then let's not forget about the advanced decline line for the Nasdaq. That has been in a sharp uptrend for quite some time. So we like the look of this market. Then again, the Nasdaq is starting to look a little bit extended, where we say a pullback should be expected at some point, but for a true market correction to take place, you're going to have to see a lot of your leaders really start to break down in heavy volume, and that sometimes can be a process that takes a while to happen. So if we do pull back in light volume and we don't see too many signs of meaningful distribution, it means that this pullback could be short-lived, and the bull market could continue in 2021.
Well, thank you so much for that perspective today. Really appreciate it, Ken, and really appreciate everyone tuning in. The conversation is going to continue tomorrow morning on IBD Live. We're not only talking about actionable